Hey there people of the internet, my name is Sivana and welcome to my studio. Today's video is just a whole shout out to one of my favorite Poketubers, the Supreme Arcanines, who is sometimes also known as Dallas. And he is a renowned shiny hunter of the Pokemon community and has tons of videos and streams, and I urge you to go check him out. And on one of his streams, I just decided to ask him what his top 6 shinies were, so I could draw them for him. And this was his response.
Sivana, my top 6 shinies. I can tell you my top 6 Pokemon, and you can do them if you want to. You can do those as shiny versions. I have such a hard time picking favorite shinies for some reason, but that's very sweet. Lately I've been loving Toxel, Starmie, Electabuzz. I'll say Jumpluff instead of Vileplume right now. Maybe Ampharos. I've been thinking about Ampharos a lot lately too. One more fave. What else do I... Armaldo! Armaldo. I love Armaldo. Some 3rd gen representation too. Armaldo. I love Armaldo. How many times did I say that?
So here you go, Dallas. Here's 5 Armaldos, just like you wanted. Alright, video's over. See you guys next time. So I have all the sketches up at the same time right now because this was a 10-hour drawing and I needed to cut it somehow. So as you could see, I struggle with Armaldo for a little bit because he's probably the hardest Pokemon I've ever had to draw, but I eventually get it. Spoiler alert. Ampharos was a lot of fun. I really like Ampharos. It's super cute and just like, I don't know, this weird sheep thing without fur. Starmie was a little difficult, and as you see, the gem is a little wonky, but I sort of fix it later. I had a lot of trouble with Electabuzz just because I wanted to do this like cool dynamic flexing shot, but he just didn't turn out right, so he's just crossing his arms over there in the corner. And Toxel is on Dallas's shoulder, being the angry little baby that he is. And here's the line work, because that also took a whole lot of time, and this video was not going to be 30 minutes long. So I usually speed up these videos to times 25, but for this one, because it was so long, we had to speed it up to times 30. And I think it still looks pretty good. Honestly, some parts could even be faster. But I really enjoyed how it turned out. So as you see, this Starmie's gem here is a little janky, but I'm just gonna justify that with, like, if you saw them in the wild, they wouldn't all have perfectly symmetrical gems. You know, think about Steven Universe, how they all have different cut gems and whatnot. And if you haven't seen Steven Universe, you should go watch it because it's fantastic. It's a beautiful, lovely, wonderful show. And no spoilers. I'm gonna stop talking about it right now. Honestly, coloring Starmie was a whole lot of fun. And I kept getting on my editor's nerves by scrolling up and down to either get the color samples or to look at the sprite for reference. And so a lot of those jump cuts were cut out of the final video to once again save time, and it looks fine. And Starmie has no business looking that fresh. Alright, on to Jumpluff. Doing Jumpluff's little puffs and trying to figure out how I wanted them to look nice and soft was, you know, not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I just used this low opacity, kind of glowy looking brush and just circled it in, and then eventually I erase part of it to make it look like it's actually in the puffy spots. And yeah, you see it. It's right here. And I think it looks really nice. Honestly, Jumpluff is so cute. Until I give it those dead eyes while I'm figuring out how to do the catch lights. I couldn't figure out what color to put behind Electabuzz to do the orange, so this weird mossy green makes him look yellow, which is his original color and not the shiny, but trust me, he looks more orange in the final product as I go into shading and highlights and all that. But if I'm being fair, he could probably look a little more orange. I'm really not a big fan of the new sprites of Electabuzz because they mute the orange instead of making it bright and vibrant like you see in the old sprite here. But to each their own, I guess. I like Electabuzz. He's this weird, sparky monkey. Except in the anime where he just looks like a blob of a thing. I really appreciate that Game Freak made him look more monkey-esque in the sprites in the games. And that they made Electivire and Infernape rivals because they're both, you know, simians. I don't know what else to say about Electabuzz. I just sit around and mess with his shading and blending for a little bit until I take everything away and go on to Armaldo. So Armaldo is really cute. I love that he is the only bug rock. He's probably, no, not gonna say that. He's probably not the strongest bug, but he is really cute. I love shiny Armaldo's colors so much, like these beautiful pink browns and then the bright red. It looks so good. And for some reason in newer generations, they took away his big red belly. And I don't know why they did that. It was only in Gens 3 and 4 where they kept his ruby, I don't know, chest plates, tummy area. So I kept it in because I think it looks way better. And Dallas agrees, I think. I'm gonna speak for him. He wanted the Gen 3 and 4 sprites, so that's what I gave him because it looks the best and he is a man of class and taste. I had to actually take samples from the official shiny Armaldo art to get this pretty brown because as you see in the sprite, it's just black. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just thought it would pop more if it was this pretty brown instead. Also, shading Armaldo's armor parts, I don't know, his body, was a lot of fun, but also like difficult trying to figure out what shapes to make like rounder or like hard lines. But he's really cute. I say he, whatever. Armaldo's cute. Doing his little belly scales was a lot of fun, especially with the highlights, to make them look like they're like actual scales and they're shining in light, even though, you know, again, there's no real light source. Whatever, it's my drawing, I make up what I want. Doing the gold bits was a lot of fun. I wanted to really make them shine, just like the belly, to where it looked like they were actually made of gold plate. Oh, and here I'm messing around with Jumpluff a little bit more. And then on to Ampharos. Doing Ampharos' gems was a whole lot of fun, trying to make them look like, I don't know, they were pearls or something. My partner and editor even asked, what the heck is Ampharos' tail? And I'm like, it's a gem of some sort, some kind of jewel. That's what I named them anyway, in all of my layers. Shading on Ampharos was a little difficult, trying to figure out what parts to actually shade by looking at the sprite, but it works out, I think. And then I get an even darker shade of pink for, you know, the darker layers that I do, and I think it makes it really pop. It makes it look real curvy and plump like the Ampharos is. Now on to the angry baby. I love Toxel, he's really cute, but I think I prefer Toxtricity. Either amped or low-key, I don't really remember which one I like more. But doing Toxel's a little electric thing was a lot of fun because I finally learned how to make things glow, finding some kind of YouTube tutorial, using small brushes and like low opacity brushes and stuff to, you know, outline to make it look like a glow, and then you like make it darker or something. I'm not explaining this very well. I'm not a good tutorial person, but I also had to make sure to make the Toxel's head and tail glow in the light of its electric little spark on its head. And now on to coloring Dallas, which was interesting and a lot of fun, and I had to go snoop through his Instagram to figure out what color his eyes were, because a lot of the times on his stream he's wearing glasses, and I'm not paying that much of attention to his face because I'm usually shiny hunting alongside of him. By the way, I still have not got my shiny Baneri, and I'm pretty salty about it, but you know, I have no room to complain. I've only been doing this for a little while, and he's been shiny hunting Regice for, I don't know, it feels like months, and he still hasn't got it, so I have no room to talk. He's the expert. He's the shiny hunter Dallas. I also didn't really know what to do with his outfit, so I just gave him some jorts because jorts look good.
You like jeans? Here's some jeans.
And a plain old t-shirt, because that's a lot of what he wears on his streams, is either, you know, a hoodie with something on it or a t-shirt with something on it. Sometimes it's black and he blends into his bed. I had no idea what to do for his shoes. I even asked him on stream what kind of shoes he wears, and he's like, no, I don't know. And so I joked about giving him high heels, but I didn't want to give him high heels, so I just gave him the shoes that I like, which are, you know, kind of hiking boots. And here's a little surprise. You get a little fat baby Ho-Oh, which I will be making a t-shirt of. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Just this little chubby fat burb. Me and my editor have decided to call baby Ho-Oh just O. So come get your O shirts in my Etsy shop. I don't know if I'm allowed to do a plug-in like that. I'm sorry, Dallas. But it's really cute, and it was just a spur of the moment thing, and I was like, I want to put something on his shirt. What does he like? He likes Ho-Oh. Let's make it shiny. I'm just blending and adding highlights to Dallas's face, and as you can see, his hair got magically lighter because I realized it wasn't gray, it was like a silver. And I wanted to have a little bit of his roots coming in because that's how hair works. That's how, like, when you dye your hair and it starts fading, like, your roots are going to come in, especially with your hair growing and whatnot. It's not just going to stay perfect the entire time unless you redo it, which is a lot of effort. I'm usually not talking through these whole videos, so this is very strange for me. It's kind of fun, but also very nerve-wracking. I didn't really use a whole lot of watercolor on this piece, so I really wanted to implement my love of the watercolor brushes on Photoshop into his clothes, and I feel like I spend way too much time in his crotchal region, so I'm sorry, Dallas. But I had to get, you know, all those good clothing shadows and folds and stuff. I love clothes. Now on to the background, where I do my signature circle for a shadow, because dynamic shadows are not my thing. I figured out how to make these, like, you know, the anime highlight things that you see in manga sometimes, the pretty shines. I've been starting to do that for some of my backgrounds. I found this font. I don't know where I found this font. I think it was, you know, 100,000fonts.com or something. So the way I got the border around the words is I had to select it all with the magic wand tool, each and every little speck of those, like, of that digital font. So I cut out all the parts where I was playing with the different colors for the border, and then just go straight into making these, you know, the shiny sparkles, because these are shiny Pokemon. And if you don't know what shiny Pokemon are, how do you even know what Pokemon are? Like, come on. In the end, I took away the big action lines because they just seemed really distracting. And I think it looks really nice and clean with just the bubbles and the shiny sparkles. And I'm so proud of this, and I really hope you like it, Dallas. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell for new videos that come out every Tuesday. Go support me on my Etsy shop if you want to. Check out my Instagram, where I have a whole lot of other things that you might not see on my channel. Thanks again so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.